Hi, over my almost 700 hours of Arma Reforger, there's one consistent issue that I've noticed. Most players really don't know how to make an efficient loadout. They try to do everything at once, they carry too much, and then they die before they get to use any of it. If you've ever played against Blue 4 even once, you've probably seen this issue in practice. So today, I thought I'd use the wisdom I've gained to show you exactly what I carry and how to stop being a walking loot box. If you're not sure where to build your loadouts, look for any point on the map that has this icon and try to find the weapons crates surrounded by sandbags and sheet metal. This is where you'll find all your weapons and gear. The biggest mistake you'll see players making is trying to become a one-man army. They'll grab the biggest machine gun they can find and then grab an RPG and a backpack absolutely filled with hand grenades. I see it all the time. If you try to be ready for every situation by just packing a bunch, then you won't be fully prepared for any of them. You won't only be slow, but you'll be the best loot drop for the enemy, essentially just delivering them your supplies. To not become like one of these guys, you need to be wary of Reforger's two systems: supply and wait. Supply is overall pretty simple. It's just points that need to be transported between the bases on the map. In Reforger, everything has a cost, from rifles and vehicles to even the boots on your feet. If you stack your loadout with a bunch of expensive things, it costs more for you to spawn in, and it absolutely drains your team's supply. Your weight is another issue entirely. Trying to carry the equivalent of a dwarf star in your backpack is only gonna kill your stamina, and in turn make you slow and increase your weapon sway. Around 20 to 35 kilos is all you'll realistically need for basically any engagement. This is why your choice of primary weapon is so important. If you're running a rocket launcher, it's wise to grab a carbine or a rifle to help balance the weight, and to work alongside the range you'll be using the RPG in. If you're a machine gunner, just ditch the sniper rifle, since that LMG has as much, if not more, range than the sniper, especially if you can get a scope along with it. The goal is to carry what you'll need for your role and situation, and not to do everything at once. If you need more stuff, grab some buddies or team up with some random teammates to create an effective squad. But before we get to the rest of the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're almost to 100 subscribers, and any support would help immensely. With all that in mind, let's start with building up the essentials to your loadout. This is what I run no matter what role or situation I find myself in. First off, your base gear. Your standard issue uniform, boots, and armor are completely fine for most situations. In modded servers, I just usually run what's historically accurate because I'm a nerd, or whatever helps me blend into the environment. The body armor and the helmets in the game actually do matter, and I've been saved by each of them countless times. That being said, this is one of the things I do tweak depending on what role I'm doing. If you're playing more backline or recon roles, beanies, boonie hats, and field caps can help break up your silhouette. You lose a lot of protection, but you gain a little bit of stealth and cool factor. If you want more of a balance, most servers have camouflaged helmet variants, which give you a mix of protection and stealth. For my inventory itself, I keep it very organized. In my shirt, I only carry my handheld radio, unless my rig has a dedicated slot to it, like some modded servers do. This just frees up more space if you need it for some extra goodies. A lot of players ditch the radio entirely, but you can just turn it off by pressing G then R on PC, or just switching to a different radio channel entirely. And if you're running the radio backpack, I would just ditch the handheld radio entirely, since you'll just hear an echo anytime you talk. Hello. In my pants is where I keep everything else. My map, compass, shovel, and all my medical supplies are stored in here. If supply isn't an issue, or if I know things may get a little hairy, I'll carry 4 bandages, 3 morphine, and 4 tourniquets. Most of the time, however, I'm just running 3 bandages, 2 morphine, and 2 tourniquets, which is more than enough to keep you alive. If you ever run out of medical supplies, you can always get more through various means. And finally, always grab some binoculars. They weigh a little bit and almost take up no space. They're useful in almost every single situation, especially if you can grab a pair of rangefinders or a periscope in the modern servers. Now that you have the essential setup, you need to start thinking about your weapons, as this really defines your role. Just think about your weapon choice as the solution to the problem of the battlefield. For example, the RPK gives you solid firepower while still allowing you to remain mobile. A PKM, on the other hand, is way heavier, but has more rounds, allowing you to have much more suppression capabilities. Both can be great solutions, but you just need to play into their strengths and their weaknesses. The same goes for every other weapon at your disposal. Sniper rifles give you range, allowing you to do recon and dispatch enemies your teammates couldn't even see. Assault rifles are a jack-of-all-trades option, and carbines give you firepower in a small package. For someone who is more keen on doing more anti-vehicle stuff, there is a lot at your disposal. Rocket launchers, mines, and grenade launchers are all tools available to you, and even just using some tracer rounds can help catch an engine on fire. If you're trying to be more of a specialist like a marksman or a machine gunner and you just need a close quarters buddy, there's nothing wrong with grabbing a pistol. Just don't overdo it. I only grab 1 to 2 extra magazines for them. Attachments are another area where people may mess up. On modern servers, scopes are really common and can give you a lot of flexibility. But in a lot of situations, iron sights work just fine, and a scope can sometimes be more of a hindrance than anything. A good example of this is the M16 with the underbarrel grenade launcher, since having a sight actually blocks the ladder sight for your grenade launcher. Suppressors as well are more of a situational tool. They're more useful for more backline or recon roles, but in a direct firefight they don't make much of a difference. Like the scopes, suppressors can be very common in modern servers. At the end of the day, your weapons should be the solution and not the problem. Now that you've picked your weapons, you need to get a rig to match it. Whether you're on vanilla or modded servers, there's usually dedicated pouches or a rig for your specific primary. If you're a machine gunner, you'll find a rig that holds your ammo boxes, and the same as if you were a grenadier. Grab the one that's meant for you, because you'll either have too little or too much space if you don't. In my rig, I usually carry 4 to 8 magazines, or 2 boxes if I'm using an LMG. For my hand grenades, I usually balance it out with 2 frags and 2 smokes, but you can always grab a little extra depending on the situation. You don't want to be the guy caught with no smoke grenades, but you don't also want to be the guy caught dead with 8 frag grenades. So bring what you'll realistically use. If you're fiending for even more space, you can always pick up a backpack, but if you packed your rig right, you'll rarely need one. In the case you do need a backpack, be wary of what's in it as well as the weight of the bag itself. In closing, your loadout in Arma should be solving more problems than it creates. Remember to only bring what you need and specialize for a role so you can get the upper hand on your enemy. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If I forgot something or if you guys have any tips you want to share, don't forget to comment them down below. And as always, have a good one. I think that's fine. I don't know.
Rádio Everon. Váš život na naší vlně.